Hello there, friends. Welcome to this Feel Good Flow. For today's class, just grab a couple blocks. That's all that you should need. As always, your body, your practice. If I'm doing something that doesn't feel right in your body, take a modification, take a different pose that you know feels good for you. Child's pose or any other resting pose is always there for you. This class is going to be all about feeling into your body and what you need today. So really tune in and listen. I'll offer some different variations through poses, ways to add on if you would like. And if you're feeling it today, go for it. And if you're not, stay where you are and honor that. We're all different day to day. Let's get started down in our child's pose. Bring your knees wide, big toes towards one another. Gently press your hips back towards your heels. Lower your forehead down onto the mat. Close your eyes. First question, what do you need right here in your child's pose? Does it feel good to have your arms extended or maybe reach them back towards the heels? First decision here on what feels right today. Start to take some deep breaths, maybe in and out through the nose. Just toss up that question to yourself. What do I need right now? And any answer is okay. You might need to take it a little bit slower today. You might be feeling like you need a little bit more of an energetic practice. You might want to kick it up a notch. It's all good. And it might change from the beginning of practice to the end on what you feel like you might need today. Maybe choose a mantra or intention for your class today that fits what you feel like you need. I am energetic. I'm strong. I am relaxed. I'm focused. I'm centered. I'm balanced. Something that calls to you. Just take 2 more breaths in and out together. Make these the deepest, fullest breaths that you have taken today. Filling your lungs in all directions on that inhale, releasing it all out on the exhale. One more deep, full breath in and out. Gently press down through your hands if they're in front of you. If they're not already, reach them out. Lift your head up and walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat. You can reach palms open or you could even stack a palm. See what feels best. Lower your head back down. Press that left sit bone back towards the left heel. One deep, full breath here into the left side of your body. Press down through those palms, walk them over towards the left side. Maybe take a stack, maybe don't. Lower your head. Deep, full breath into the right side of your body. Come back to center, reach those arms out in front. Thread the right arm through underneath the left. Work to come onto that right shoulder. You can keep the left arm out in front. Maybe come onto fingertips if that would feel good, or palm can stay down. Can stay on the right temple or cheek. Deep, full breath here. Press down through that left hand. Unwind that right arm, reach it forward. Thread that left arm through, come onto the left shoulder. Just breathe here. Press down through that right hand. Reach the arms forward. Start to walk them back towards your knees. Can come into a kneeling position. Reach your arms out in front of you and just start to take some little wrist circles. Doesn't matter which direction you go. And then reach the arms up overhead. Back down. Just circling the wrists. Anything that feels good. Maybe hearing some crackling or some popping. As long as that's not accompanied with any pain, it is all good. Come back up overhead one more time. Reach the arms forward, curl the toes underneath. Come up into your downward facing dog. You can have bent knees here. You can have your heels lifted. Press down through your palms. Push the mat away. Get a long line up your spine. Start to lower one heel and then the other. Walk your dog. Find a little bit of stillness. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee, take some gentle hip circles. Do 2 or 3 in each direction. Right leg comes back down, lift the left knee up, bend the knee, hip circles on the other leg. Once you've done a few each direction, place that left foot back down. We'll come forward towards a plank and add in some spinal waves. Once you arrive at your plank, bend your knees, press yourself back up towards downward facing dog. And then you can make this as dramatic or as small as feels good for you. So maybe rounding through the spine as you come forward, and then lifting those sit bones high as you come back. Tune in here. How big should the movement be for you today? You could even take this down on your knees if you think that might feel better. So just a couple more rounds of spinal waves. Remember to breathe. Meet back in downward facing dog. Lift that right leg up. Start to bring the right knee towards the right elbow. Tap. Right leg back up. Right knee towards left elbow. Tap. Bring the right knee in towards the middle. Plant it down on the mat. And then let's take some bird dog push-ups. So have your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your left leg up behind you. Take little bends through the elbows. Lower the chest down towards the mat. Once again, these can be as small or large as would feel good for you today. Place the left toes back down. Press back up, lift the right leg, 3-legged downward facing dog. Bring the right knee back forward. Plant it. Inhale up. High crescent lunge. Get some space between your legs. Could have a straight back leg or even a little micro bend. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Next inhale, draw the elbows down, open the chest. Take an exhale. Inhale the arms back up, open up to the side, turn your toes out, and then let's land back down in a goddess. Inhale, open the elbows, and stay here. We'll inhale, open chest. Exhale, close chest, like a standing cat-cow here in our goddess. Work through a few rounds of these. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to close. Inhale, open. Take an exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Turn to face the back of your mat. Land in a high crescent lunge again. Exhale. Inhale, open. Take an exhale. Inhale it back up. We're coming back towards the goddess. Do the same thing again. Cat-cow on your own breath. Make this movement your own. We'll stop here in our open chest, straighten the legs, reach the arms up overhead, turn toes to face the front, come onto the back toes, exhale, inhale, open the chest, reach the arms back up overhead, exhale that back knee down, uncurl those toes. We'll come forward for Anjaneyasana. So if you like to use blocks for this one, you can. If you need a little bit of padding underneath that back knee, you could always slide a blanket or roll your mat. So for Anjaneyasana, what do you need here today? Would it feel better to be more of a 90-90 lunge? Does it feel good to work to open the front of the left hip? Hands could be on blocks. You could reach your arms up overhead. Take a couple of breaths here. Choose what feels best. Come back to that statement. Next exhale, shift your hips back. Straighten your front leg. Come onto the heel. Fold forward. Ardha Hanumanasana. Half split. And then we'll lift the torso up. You can move your blocks off to the side if you're using them. Place your hands to the inside of that right leg and then start to walk your torso. Shift your legs to face the side of your mat and we'll land in gate pose, legs. So the right leg is reaching out long with the toes pointing forward. We're on the left knee. Just bring your hands out in front and take some little rocks through an adductor stretch. Back and forth. Come back up to center, walk the hands out, exhale, lower the chest down into a puppy stretch with the upper body. We're still keeping those gate pose legs for the lower body. One more breath. Press down through those hands. Walk your hands back in. We'll continue this little walk on our hands back towards the back of the mat. Turn your legs and then place your right toes down. Lift that left leg up, three-legged downward facing dog. We'll do that on the left here facing the back. So left knee, left elbow, three-legged dog, left knee, right elbow, three-legged dog, left knee towards the middle, plant that shin down on the mat, wrists underneath shoulders, lift that right leg, 3 bird dog push-ups, 2, 1. Right toes come back down, press through those hands, lift the hips up, lift the left leg, three-legged dog, bring that leg all the way through, land in your high crescent lunge, inhale the arms up overhead, open that chest, inhale, reach up, straighten the legs, let's open up into goddess, open the chest, lower the hips, take those cat-cows here on your own breath, opening and closing. Try to get a little lower in your legs if you can. Reach straight back up. Come back to face the front of the mat. Open into your crescent. Open the chest. Back up overhead, face the side, goddess. You guessed it. Little standing cat-cows. One more time. One more open. One more close. Back to center. Straighten the legs, arms up overhead. Turn to face the back again. Come into that high crescent lunge. And then lower that back right knee. Shift forward for that Anjaneyasana. Grab those blocks if you need them. Choose the version of Anjaneya that felt best for you. Take 2 deep breaths here. In and out. Next exhale, shift those hips back. Come onto the left heel. Ardha Hanumanasana. Fold forward over that left leg. Draw the toes back towards the face. Move your blocks out of the way if you're using them. Hands come to the inside of that left leg. We'll walk to the side again. Shift onto the right shin. Left toes point forward as the leg stays straight. Little adductor rocks. Back and forth. Back and forth. Come back up to center. Walk your hands out. Gentle lower here into a puppy stretch. Open through the chest, through the shoulders. Lift your sit bones high and wide behind you. You could place forehead down on the mat or chin. It's a little hard with a microphone. Press down through those hands. Walk them back towards the body. Continue walking the hands back towards the front of the mat. Turn your legs, press down through the left toes, lift that right leg back up, 3-legged downward facing dog, and we'll just keep going. Right knee comes forward, plant the right foot, cartwheel all the way up through a reverse warrior. Right arm will reach up and overhead, left hand slides down the back leg, bend through that right knee. 1 breath here. Next inhale, rise up, straighten your front leg. We'll come to triangle pose. So if you know you need to shorten your stance a little bit, you can do that. If you know you need a block on the outside edge of that right ankle, you can. Hinge at your right hip, reach forward, place the right hand down, block, shin, the mat, open your left arm up, open your chest, get length in your side body, continue to breathe. What do you need right now? Maybe it's relaxing the neck, looking down. Maybe it's coming up a little bit out of that triangle. Let's bring left hand to left hip. Start to bend your right knee. We'll shift forward into our half moon. Right hand can be on a block or on the floor. Open up through that left leg. Flex the left foot. Open the left arm. Work to open your chest up towards the ceiling. Take a breath. Stay here if this one feels good for you, or work to balance in this one. If you want to take a Chopasana, you can reach for that back foot. Press foot into hand, hand into foot. Open the chest. Slowly release the foot if you have a hold. Let's all bend through the right knee. Slow lower with that left foot. And we'll come to the back of the mat into a Skandasana. A little bit higher Skandasana. Bend that left knee, point your left toes out, come onto the right heel, and then we'll press back up to center Skandasana to the right. So both toes pointing out, and we'll just move side to side. So in this one, only go as low as you can get back up, and if you need to use hands, by all means, do so. Take one more round. The next time you come to the left, turn your torso to face the left, spin onto the right toes, left toes point forward, walk that left foot towards the top or really back side of the mat, out to the left side for a high lizard lunge. Bring your blocks under your hands if you need them, and then just explore here. Maybe it would feel good to stay up high today. Maybe you want to work down onto that back knee. For me personally, rocking hips side to side is just my jam in this pose. It just feels the best. You could work to come down onto forearms or even put blocks underneath the forearms. If you're on forearms, work to pull the sternum forward. Last breath here. Walk the hands back in if you're on forearms. Curl those back toes if you're on the knee. And then we'll step that left foot back into three-legged downward facing dog. Take a breath. And then bring that left leg forward all the way into reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Right arm can gently slide down the right leg. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Lift back up through the torso. Shift your stance if you need it for triangle. Reach that left arm forward. Grab a block outside the ankle if you need it. Start to shift forward. Hinge at that left hip. Place the left hand down. Right arm up overhead. And then press down through those right ribs to get some more length in your side body. And sometimes that might mean coming up a little bit higher to keep an open chest. Last breath here. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Start to bend through that left knee. Ardha Chandrasana at the back, half moon. Maybe for you today, it's just lifting the leg and keeping the gaze down at the floor. I notice in this pose, anytime I start to shift my gaze, I just lose it. And really, the final kind of ultimate version of this posture is looking up at that hand. And that just doesn't happen for me. You can add your Chapasana to your Ardha Chandrasana if you'd like. Grab for that back foot. If you get a grasp there, press foot into hand, hand into foot. Open up through the chest. Slowly release if you have the bind there, and then bend through that left knee. We'll step all the way back up with the right foot. Skandasana. This time, if you'd like to lower down and then open the arms, you can. You can stick with that side to side if that felt good last time. If you want to try for a little deeper with the opening, you can. And hands are always welcome. If you need hands to get side to side, use those. This is all about your body and your practice. Next time you come to the right, shift your torso to face forward. Come onto the back toes. Walk that right foot out to the side for your lizard lunge, and then take any little movements, variations that feel good for you. So you can try what you did last time. And you might note that one side could feel different than the other, and that's all good, totally normal. All right, wherever you are, let's walk hands back up, back onto the back toes. Step that right foot back to meet the left in your downward facing dog. And then maybe try to walk the hands back towards the feet. You can have bent knees. And land in a forward fold here. Grab opposite elbows. Take a ragdoll. Swing side to side. Shake the head. Yes and no. Release through your neck. Release those hands. Roll it all the way up to stand. One vertebrae at a time. And we'll take a tree pose here at the back of our mat. So shift your weight into your left foot. I'll turn to face you. Shift your weight into your left foot. Right foot will open, or hip will open out to the side. Right foot can stay on the mat and just rest your heel on that left leg. You could start to slowly slide it up anywhere on the inside of that left leg, as long as we're not applying a lot of pressure to the knee. You could bring it up into the thigh. If that feels good in the thigh, work to press the foot into the thigh into the foot, so we're not pressing out through that standing leg, but we're hugging it all in, keeping ourselves steady. Hands can be at heart center. You could grow your branches. Press down through that standing foot. Find a point to focus on that's not moving. Listen to your body in this one. What feels best? Release that right foot. Place it back behind the left. Reach the right arm up overhead. Grab the right wrist with the left hand. Take a little side bend. Inhale it back up to center, and let's take tree on the opposite side. Shift the weight into your right leg. Open that left hip. Place the left foot wherever is comfortable for you. And then hug it all in. Hands can be at heart center. Gonna reach up overhead. Final breath here. Release that left leg from your tree. Step it behind the right. Left arm reaches all the way up and over as you grab onto that wrist with the right hand. Take a side bend for a breath. And then inhale it back up to center here at the back of your mat. Widen your feet, point your toes out. Slowly lower down into your yogi squat, malasana. Lower the hips down anywhere that falls for you. If it would feel good, you could take a block or stacked blocks and place them underneath your sit bones. If you're feeling like you need a little bit more support there today, that is a fantastic option. In your yogi squat, if you'd like to add a twist, just like in that skandasana, left hand would come down, right arm up. Malasana is very close to our skandasana in that we just have both legs bent. Back to center, we'll come down onto our seat. From here, take your left heel towards your right hip, bend the knee, cross that right leg over the left, come onto the right sole of the foot for our Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Reach your right arm up overhead, turn to face the right into a twist, bring your right fingertips behind you, hug that right knee in with the left arm. Just breathe here. Feel the stretch, feel the twist. We'll inhale back to center and just switch sides. So unpretzel your legs there. Reach the right heel towards the left hip. Cross that left leg over. Come onto the left sole of the foot. Inhale the left arm. Start to turn towards the left as you place those left fingertips behind you. Hug the left knee in with the right arm. You could gaze back over that left shoulder. Last breath. Inhale it back to center. Unpretzel the legs. I think I'm going to start using that. I like that, unpretzel. Scoot your seat forward on your mat. Keep a block handy close to you for when you roll down, because we might do a little supported bridge there. We'll need a block. So exhale, slow lower down. And then bring your feet a little bit closer in towards your hips. Leave them hips distance apart and parallel. You can place your palms down on the mat. Take some easy bridge rolls up and down. So press down through the feet, squeeze the glutes, tuck the pelvis, roll it up, keep the belly hugging in. Exhale, roll it down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Last one here. Inhale it up. Squeeze the glutes at the top, exhale it down. Let's go ahead and press down through the feet, squeeze the glutes, tuck the pelvis, lift it up, take that block, slide it underneath your sacrum, so that flat spot on your low back. Place the block underneath there and allow it all to just sink into the block. If you're feeling any of this in your low back, try to reposition the block a little bit, or you could just take a regular bridge and hold for another breath or 2. So just stay here in your supported bridge. Maybe explore extending one leg at a time. Maybe feeling a little stretch going up the front of the hip. If you're taking a stretch, switch sides. Press back down into the soles of your feet. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up off of the block, and then slide it out of your way before you roll it back down one vertebrae at a time. You can windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then let's extend the left leg long on your mat. Hug the right knee in and let's take a half happy baby. So you can grab yogi toe lock, which would be peace fingers and thumb grabbing the big toe. You could grab the outer edge of your foot, or you could even grab along the shin and the ankle. So grab onto that right foot and then open the right knee out in towards the right armpit. You can keep your hand on top of the left hip so we don't fall with the leg. Keep the foot parallel to the ceiling. Try to relax through the shoulders and the neck. And then take that right knee all the way over towards the left into a spinal twist. You might have to hike up and come onto the outer edge of that left hip. Your right arm can reach up overhead and out to the side. You could take your arms into a T. Let's take 3 deep, full breaths, just like the beginning of class. Filling in the lungs, expanding, and then exhaling it out. Continue to breathe. This question of what do I need right now? This often gets overlooked as we move throughout our day. So, if you start to feel just out of sorts, busy, anxious, overwhelmed, sluggish, anything, sometimes it helps to just pause and ask yourself, what do I need right now? Inhale, come back to center. Let's reach the right leg back long. Hug the left knee in. Reach for the grab on that left foot, ankle, or big toe. Open into your half happy baby. On the left side, relax through the shoulders, relax through the neck. Keep your right leg grounding down towards the mat. Hug the left knee in, and then take it over towards the right into your spinal twist. Open your left arm up overhead and out to the side. Work to get your left shoulder blade down towards the mat. Deep, even breaths. Sometimes the answer to what do I need right now is just a pause and a few breaths. And sometimes it's acknowledging that what you need right now may not even be possible to do in that moment, but just acknowledging to your mind, your body, that you recognize that what it needs, that can help. Inhale it back up to center. Hug those knees in towards the chest. Come into your Shavasana. Reach your legs long towards opposite corners of the mat. Just let those legs splay open naturally. Lift your chest. Slide those shoulder blades underneath. Open your arms out to the sides. Face your palms up towards the ceiling. Close down your eyes. Get a little bit of length through the back of your neck. Let's take one inhale in together, deep, full breath, and then exhale it out through your mouth. Start to scan your body, starting all the way down with your feet, noticing if they're still engaged, noticing where you can relax. Continue to scan up through your legs, into your hips, belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, all the way down your arms into your fingertips. continue up through the neck, the jaw, the face, up through the very top of your head. Once you feel ready, you can start to take any little movements through the fingers, through the toes. Roll out through those wrists and ankles. Reach your arms up overhead and your feet long in the opposite direction. Get as long as you can before you hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them one more final hug. Roll on to your right side and land in the fetal position, cradling your head with your right arm. Press down through your hands and lift up into a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. In that comfortable seat, bring your hands to heart center into Anjali Mudra, pressing your palms into one another. Let's take one more breath in and out together. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Namaste. Thank you all so much for practicing with me.